Live. I can tell it says live, right?
Fancy seeing you here, sir.
Didn't we spend enough time with each other? Wow. What we get? What 1 day
I'm
break, two break? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I slept like a baby last night, like or Monday night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm home. It feels good to be home.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, actually, I was sad. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave. Um, the dog didn't want me to leave, and I know deep down inside you didn't want me to leave either.
Yeah, no. Okay, anyway, so I actually didn't want Steph to leave, sir. That was my
Yeah,
thing.
no, that's the only
I
reason
love your
anybody stays
wife.
around.
She's so cute, everybody.
Mm,
Mike's got the cutest wife ever. Doo-da,
oh,
doo-da.
I got lucky. What can I say? Um, so yeah, are we going to talk about a little bit of that? Then we've got uh, Michael Gale. He's up to no good again, and then we have two awesome ladies that are very new to the hounds, and I didn't even get to talk to one of them yet. So this can either go very, very well or very, very not well. And either way, lucky you for tuning in. It's going to be fun and yeah, possibly bad. Yes.
I love that. Good job, prep work, sir. Good job, prep work.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, A forever. But we'll blame Jody and you and Raquel for dragging me across the country. Um, that I didn't want to leave, right? So let's see. Let's go ahead and roll the intro, but then let's just go ahead and dive in, show some pictures, and get the topic going, and then introduce these two awesome ladies. I'm excited. I'm tired. Oh, I'm so tired, but I'm excited. Are you
I can tell
excited?
you're tired. I can tell you're still tired, dude. Like literally your
Dude,
energy. I'm like, who am I talking to? Wait, by the way,
hold on.
I could have used your mellowed out
Yeah.
energy, sir. You were such a yappy yap dog, happy dog. I gotta tell you, like, you out energy me, and I think that can be hard to do. And so sir, I bow down to you. Like I've never seen anyone with your like
Yeah.
yappa yap skills. It was amazing. It was amazing to
Yeah.
watch.
And I saw, non bro-ish qualities in you. I had to get the bug out of the hot tub. What else did I have to do? You wouldn't take the
I
garbage
know.
out, or what? We'll have to talk. We'll have to think about this when you roll the intro.
Wait,
'Cause there
I
were
would
some
have
things
taken
you
the
did.
garbage out, but you did good. Okay, look, you stepped up and did the dude thing as far as like I saw the garbage was getting full, and then but I was busy doing other things like I don't know, live streaming like a mofo and like producing that stuff. That you did good. You stepped up. You saw the
Did,
opportunity of a full trash can. Thank you.
did you hear what I heard? It like in the corner of my head, and I went outside. I grabbed the trash bag. I ran out, and I heard, "Oh, like wow," or something like I'd never seen a man take garbage out. It was funny because I came back in. I was like, "Did y'all like gasp when I took the garbage out?" Oh,
We weren't
I'm look,
talking about you at all. We weren't
man. I
talking about all.
I cleaned the drain too, and I was like, "Damn, she would have a heart attack now." I mean, like, whoa, he cleaned the drain. Like,
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no problems punting that off to my boyfriend as well. He's like, "It's your
mm.
freaking hair that clogs it all up," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you're like the dude.
Yeah, dude, she was
I
like,
allow you the dude card for that, sir."
dude, I'm serious. You could pay some, so you could pay some guy $150 to come in there with a redneck can do for like 10 cents and duct tape in 5 seconds. I was like, no, I was like, go find broken stuff and I'm gonna fix it before I go. Like that's my thing. And I wasn't even handy until I got a house. And then I became Mr. Fix It because I was like, look, I can either fix it now or pay like thousands of dollars later. Simple,
No, I love
simple,
it. I love it.
simple math.
Well, hey, we're gonna like disclose it because I know you
Roll it.
want to bring other folks on to talk about it. So let's run the show.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Are you looking to grow your business and your mindset alongside a fun and awesome pack? Grab a chair and your favorite beverage and join Mike Ashebrainer, the business mechanic, and his win-win network for the Hounds of Business Happy Hour.
Are you chewing? You're chewing.
Gum.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you just put something in your mouth right when we go live? That's
No,
hilarious,
it's
dude.
gum, man. You want a piece?
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
actually.
You go to the store,
Just
you make
toss
it
it
back.
on over, sir. Catch it.
All right. No, I was trying to turn the LinkedIn and YouTube on, and I couldn't figure out. which one to turn off. It was bad. I told you it's a rough week. So do we have
It
people with us? Like,
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
am I
I
making?
wasn't gonna add the chats right away unless you wanted me to add the chats right away. You
No, I
tell me
meant
what to
is
do,
Raquel
sir.
or anybody else here? Because I just want to
Yeah.
dive in pictures and little tidbit stories, and because this, again, this audience, man, they're professional, fancy. Randy
Okay.
House, he's got the fine china paper plates at dinner. Go check out his post.
Wait, so I'm so confusado. Are we not gonna talk about Michael Gale first?
We can.
I mean, on the run of show, that's what you have it for me. So
No, I don't. I have us playful banter, and then I have Michael
yeah, that
Gale.
was our yeah. Have we not playfully bantered, sir? Or we have to do more? I have to
No,
talk to you some
this
more?
was when Raquel
Okay.
was supposed to come on, and you were supposed to show pictures of me looking like a Backstreet Boy because you told me to, stuff like that.
Oh my God. Okay, this is not the order that you wrote, sir. Everyone,
Dude,
I just want I don't make me share the run of show that you gave me.
I please do, because unless it was hacked by, somebody trying to sabotage me or something.
All
Maybe
right,
the
all right.
Yeah, dude, it says roll
Hi,
info.
beautiful. Okay, I'm pulling you up to defend me because
Sweet Jesus.
Is he
I
is he having a grumpy grumps like afternoon, evening? Does he need his coffee? What does Mr. Michael Ashburner need today?
he's like his brain is off today. Yeah. Like
So my
Gargamel.
computer apparently is not being nice to me right now, so that's why I had to log in from the phone. But anyhow, Mr. Mike is sippy on something.
what is that? The tea that you were drinking all last week? Is that what you were sipping?
Oh,
Yes,
this is
for
calm tea.
real.
Yeah, same one.
Is it calm? Is it calming tea? Oh my God. Well, anyhow, well, thank you guys so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here. Mr. Mike, smile. Turn that frown upside down, like Stephanie Alfonso says.
Uh-oh, don't say her name twice because she'll pop up. You know how she is. You like Kenny D. Oh, look, somebody said Kenny D. Ken Dunner.
Well,
Good to see you, man. Congratulations on your work anniversary. Fantastic.
35 years. Wait, gotta do it,
Yeah.
guys.
He gets the long version. Yes, Ken. Wow, that is amazing. MD Anderson, like, oh my gosh, illustrious
35
career.
years. 35 years is a long time to be with
Yeah, it is.
anything. Like a human, like a position, people's like that's a long time. That's either insanity or just an incredibly MD Anderson takes good care of their peeps.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, let's talk about this. It's so weird to see you guys on screen when I had to I had you guys all to myself for 2-3 days, and that was so amazing. So it's so weird to see you guys here.
Okay. Hey,
I
one thing.
know.
Name one thing that surprised you when you met whoever in person. You want me to go first?
Oh
Yeah, of course.
my
Yeah, I know you've
God.
been like itching for it. Go for it. Go for it.
So all this time, I don't know. I imagine that Raquel was like tall like Wonder Woman. Like I had no, and when I saw her run in, I was like, oh wow. Yeah, she's not 8 foot tall. I guess because she acts 8 foot tall because she's got a commanding presence, right?
Oh,
But yeah, I kept doing like this, like Lisa little bitty and little cheekies and stuff. I pop an acorn. Yeah, so all right. Hey, free range. You can go. You can embarrass me because I got a lot of content that you could tell the world that would embarrass me.
oh my God,
Yeah.
y'all. I don't understand, Mike, where you got this idea that I was 8 foot tall. I've always said, hey, I'm 5'2". I'm a short little thing, you know? So for you to say, like, oh yeah, I was surprised. I have no clue.
You know why?
I'm like
She was a
Mike.
nice lady.
Okay, first up, Mike, you always knew I was 5'2", and then the fact that Raquel and I are standing literally at exact same height, that should have given you an indicator. Like you saw our full body pictures. Like I don't understand what your brain was thinking.
Actually, you look taller than I expected, but not like Raquel was. So I did pick you up. I didn't get the chance to rock you like a little baby because when I picked you up, your back popped, and I thought I broke you. But then I actually helped you, and so we became quick friends. And then Michael Gale had us. We'll parse out those Pilates shorts. Me and Jody did Pilates together, and it was about the 5 seconds. Sia walks in, I pop her back, and then she's underneath her armpits in the exercise. That's that'll break the ice real quick, y'all.
Okay, so if I may, because let's talk about Michael Gale while you're describing this, so we can promote him at the same time, so we can just like kill multiple birds with one stone. So Michael Gale, the wonderful, handsome man, though, that did what 35 miles on his like cross country skis. So highly accomplished. He is what Mike's yoga instructor, Pilates person. And they did what the London Bridge is it what they call like a London Bridge on either side. And then
Yep.
he's like, see ya, see ya. And I'm like, I literally just walk in and he goes, adjust the camera. I can't see them. And I'm like, okay. So I'm going crawling on my feet and, trying to get the camera adjusted. And then he goes, oh, yeah, by the way, stay underneath them. And I'm like, why do you want me underneath them? And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at both Jody and Mike. And I'm like, wow, I'm looking at armpits right now. And you guys have been working out for a good like hour or something because you guys are kind of sweaty.
No, dude, I was terrified. She's a beast. Jody Lamb is a beast. And I was like, I
Yeah,
don't
she
want to
is.
do the little baby workouts that I do. Like, I know I was going. So she said, well, I didn't even sweat. Now, come on, man. I was looking like I was drenched in a pool. So I blamed it on Texas heat, even though it was like, what, 70? Nobody buys it. But um, he's a great guy. Here's why I like him. He works with busy executives, professionals, entrepreneurs, people who have a job, who are working part-time in their own business, all these things. So he understands the reasons and excuses that anybody can throw at this guy because I threw them at him. Right. And again, go check it out. He's got a webinar Monday. I don't care if you say yes or no, or if you don't like something, but go figure out what you're saying yes and no to. Go get the information, go check it out. Then you can balk at it because I checked it out. I thought it was for, wealthy women and who, whatever, and gymnasts. And in fact, it's been the best decision I've ever made because I can sit still, sit down. I don't have back pain. I focus better. I can have fun. Uh, I don't look so much like a question mark because I hunched over all the time. This guy knows his stuff. He's worked with military, the Vikings. I mean, daggone, dude. And he's a blast to work with. He's fun. Uh, yeah, yeah. Go check this. Go check out his registration. It's Monday, 4 Central, 5 Eastern. I will be there and have some fun. All right, have some fun. Do something different.
Love it. Love it. All right. So speaking of which, so do we want to just kind of go over the week then, or shall we bring on the ladies too, or how do you want to do this, sir?
Yeah, no, just so if you got a picture or two that you like, I mean, the one we did a post of, if you can pull that one up, the one at the end, right, where we're all like doing the fanning of the face and stuff. I mean, it didn't get the impressions it should have got. Let's just say it.
Well, let's just be honest. I decided to put some pictures of us together for the week. And I gotta tell you, man, we were making some magic happen. If I may, I gotta say, there's something to be said about authenticity and building that relationship and community that we all talk about, that everyone wants to talk about. And I'm noticing that a lot of folks in my network have been saying, F the algo, it's our network. Is our network our net worth? And people are really focusing on the people around them and people that they can trust, right? To help them accomplish their business objectives. And so I would like to share that this past week was all about Jody Lamb. And it was all about developing a future for Jody to better present herself and market herself. So, you guys, it was pretty intensive. There was a lot of, how should I put it? Constructive discussions. I drank lots of wine, which was my coping mechanism, but I didn't actually drink as much as I thought I would. So, I mean, Mike, what did you think of this experience?
Oh, it was surreal. It was unbelievable. I guess the most baffling to me or surprising was that we've been online. Some of us 6 months, some of us 16 months, right? Working on Zoom and talking. But then how seamless the transition was, right? Like just showing up, it didn't feel weird and awkward, like stranger danger. Uh, I mean, you walked in, it was over, right? Then Raquel bounced in like a little bunny rabbit with high energy, right?
Oh god, we were exhausted by the time like I was
Yeah, I
like, "Oh my
know. She
god."
may only be this big, but she hops like really tall, so it was confusing. But yeah, I think just the synergy of how you could. It was like a reality show. You drop 4 different personality types, all professional, all kind of leaders, and it turns out well. really well, like surprisingly beyond belief well. Like we love each other more and we're excited more about, the core purpose and shared values. Yeah, man, it was well worth it. 1000% worth the time and effort and, being behind a week of work right now. Man, it was so worth it. And like if we all knew we wanted to do this and work together and expand but now I think it went to the 10th degree. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
Raquel, I mean, you got to see the tail end of it when we were actually very exhausted. Because we were working late nights, you guys. I didn't get home, and I could have spent the week at the house or at Jody's, but I was like, yeah, I have my own home. But I didn't leave until like after midnight a lot of those nights, and then back
Yeah,
up again by what 9 or something like that.
at
Like
least. Yeah.
it was long. It was really long. So Raquel, what did you see when you saw us? Zombies or what?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I'm having issues with my phone, but here we go. It was one of those things that to me was just out of this world because I thoroughly enjoy having in real life, meetings, just because I believe it really does solidify what we stand for, what we do, and what we really preach. Correct. So for me, the first impression, the scene. Obviously, I've seen you several times, Jody as well. But seeing Mike it was just amazing, just because he's been such a instrumental part in my life in the last year, and being amazing to me in every aspect of the word, professionally and personally, and actually having him in front of me, it was just like a culmination of all those feelings, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, however you want to call it, and just the professionalism, also how working behind this amazing community, behind the scenes, and just making things happen. To me, it was like, I'm surprised that I didn't cry like when I saw him. But then you guys like made it a point to make me cry all weekend long. Jeez, like why? But it was amazing.
Everybody but Sia
I could,
cried
I
at
mean,
some point.
there's nothing else I could say
She
about that. It's an amazing feeling to have that closure and that bond strengthening.
Yeah.
Um, First off, I'm not unemotional, mister. Okay. I'm not. But that being
No.
said, I am a bit more stoic when it comes to things like that. Like, and I think for anyone that wants to get to know us in general, like it was a real incredible experience. So if you guys notice on the lower left picture here, where there's an umbrella and like sunglasses and all that stuff, I just want to say thank you very much personally to me because I took the crew to the Buddhist Thai temple in Dallas. It happened to be the Thai New Year, and so it's a once a year celebration, and it's kind of a special time for my culture. And everyone was so hella cool. They embraced the opportunity to kind of uh, meditate with the prayers. There's like a prayer that you do to. I'm so sorry for everyone that's Buddhist out there. I'm probably going to be royally offending everyone, but basically it was a prayer to say thank you to your ancestors to bless you for the next year. And they went through the whole procession. They did the water blessing, and it was really cool. So thank you, you guys. You guys were. It wasn't meant to be a quote religious thing. It was more of a cultural thing, and I really appreciate you guys were totally kosher with that.
I thought that was one of the coolest experiences ever. That was not
Yeah.
my, yeah, I think that was my first time going to one of those events per se. And the thing is, it was just so calming. I think it was a perfect sealed, if you must, like a bow to the actual bonding week that we've had. And it further solidifies that, we're on the right track, that we're there for the right reasons, that it is a brotherhood. I'm not trying to sound like a cult over here, but the feelings and emotions, and also all the hard work that we've put into this community, are for there for the right reasons, and we're leading with intent and purpose. So it was an amazing experience for me, being blessed by the monks themselves. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's why I was crying all the time. So
Oh my god, girl, you were constantly crying. I felt like you. It's like you felt it. You were feeling something. You were all up in your feels, and I thought that was really sweet. And then it made me feel like, wow,
it,
she's all in her
it
feels.
was, we needed that. It was cleansing for me. It was spiritually cleansing, and I think there was no other way to put it out there into the world what I was feeling, except like just crying. So, but yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
that opportunity, and what amazing teammates, and Jody and Mike and his wife Steph to tag along as well in this beautiful experience. So hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, it was, and we did a lot of. Well, it was Saturday. We did what, 800 live streams or something, dude. No, you did.
oh,
Oh
Oh my
my
God, it was like
okay.
9 a.m. all the way till like 5 or something, dude. And we promoted like how many 800 books? It felt like,
Oh,
again,
yeah. I
it
mean,
wasn't about us. Even Jody was taking her time and us together to promote the hounds, right? I mean, great people in the group. Guys, it's not rocket science. Listen, go out there, be special to somebody, do something special, love on the right people, and don't be shocked when they go out and sing your praises, man. It's that simple. Like, if I go out and talk about how good I am, A, no one wants to hear it, and B, they expect it. But if Raquel comes
yeah.
around and they start talking and she's like, "Oh, yeah, man, he life changing, blah, 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 blah." Yeah, now they wanna talk to me too. That that I gave you the secret, and it's amazing that 0.01% will figure it out. But if you are the 0.01%, call me. That's my job. All right? Help you figure out how to transition, grow, be visible, find your passion, and take steps to get out of your job to start living your dreams, do your coaching business, whatever it is on your heart. Call me. All right? Shameless plug, but dadgummit, it works. All right. And I love helping people. I made it. I'm moving forward. We're moving forward. Now, who can we reach back and pull with us? That's the question. So if that's you. Message me, send me a carrier pigeon, email, whatever. Um, but other than that, that's all I got. I'm ready for the ladies. But if you all have any closing statements, go ahead and share them because there's a lot we could talk about. We might want to talk about it next week too because so much to unpack here.
If you don't mind, I would like to give a shout out Michael Wolf. So at DP My. So thank you. He just wished me Happy New Year.
Oh,
Oh,
he said, "Did you all throw water at each other?" Because he knew that. Yeah, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
the kids with the
Yeah.
water pistols. Yeah,
yeah. So we were
So yeah.
blessed, right, by the kids as we were leaving. I think that was the sweetest thing too.
Oh my God, we needed. I was getting hella hot. I was like, please bless me. So yeah, so basically, just a heads up. If you ever want to know why it's called the Water Festival, it's because if you've ever been to a temple, and I'm sure other religions too, right? You get holy water, and you get blessed with holy water, whether
yeah.
it's like put on you or whatever. In Buddhism, they have sticks and they put it in, they dip it, and then they just kind of splatter it, and that's how you get blessed. Well, when we're celebrating the new year, let's just say that usually it's younger, teenagers, young kids. They will take like pails of water and they quote bless you and bless each other. And so, back in the day, it was always the cute girls that got blessed a lot more than others. So we'll leave it at that. But anyway, that's what we did to bless each other and all that good stuff. So that's my shout out. And oh, one last thing, if you don't mind, last week's show. If I may, you guys, I just want to say this. I want to actually let me highlight my face because I just want to say this. Last week's show, my extreme apologies. So Gabe Leal actually posted on this was I was a little bit livid just so you understand the internal workings of how shows work and stuff, especially when you do like a live camera where everyone's in one room and sitting. There's a lot of lighting that goes around and there's a lot of cables and cords. So for those that attended last week and we had to break up the show into two different shows, basically, thank you so much for your patience because ironically enough, it was me. I yanked the laptop to be closer and I just pulled everything off the
Boom.
table. So that's why I was in
Uh,
great spirits for a little bit. So for those that might have heard an F bomb, that wasn't an F bomb. So don't block us, YouTube. That is all I want to say.
yeah, and then somebody's like, "Where's Sia?" I'm like, "She's sitting on the couch like a bulldog barking at the laptop," because she was. So yeah, I didn't even mean to forget. There's so much that happened. That whole week's a exciting blur, but that was one of the highlights. Go back on my feed, you'll see me and Gabe and the ladies talking, having a good chat. That was super fun. Uh, Gabe was instrumental in helping me, so he gets the credit or blame, whether you like me or the show or not. All right. But he was instrumental as he was Xing it out, taking some time. Uh, he saw that what we were doing and used his knowledge, expertise, and support and really accelerated where I'm at. And that's what it's all about. So, special love to Gabe. He's an awesome man. We can't thank him enough. So I don't want to leave
And
these two
Michael, yeah,
superstars waiting. So
I know. Yeah. So Gabe, I apologize. You know what? I didn't zoom down. You guys, I took over like 600 pictures. So just roll with me. We're gonna keep pulling out more as we go. Gabe, Gabe, we will get one with you with the rest of us because that was hella cool to have you in Jody's house. So
Well,
Yeah.
one thing really quick, I know the ladies are waiting. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported it. All of us throughout the week. There was just so many of y'all who showed up, and many on multiple live streams. So thank you so much, guys, for being an amazing community, and for the new people as well. Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity, and you get to know us. So thank you.
Hey, and like Baby Bear,
yay!
Gabe actually was the right side. He looks exactly like he does in person, right? Like it's amazing. No,
Oh
nobody
my
else
god.
looked.
Did you just call him a baby bear?
That's just like Baby Bear, like the medium. Never mind. Hey, bring them women up. They're gonna leave. They
All
probably already
right.
left, leaving them at the
Yeah,
doorstep.
they've left. There's like no one here.
There they. Oh, look who brought the hat out for me! Yay! All right, man. I'm so spoiled. So let me start with. Well, first of all, Raquel, Saturday, your show. Do you have a time yet?
At 4 p.m., sir. It will be Raquel's A Connection Corner at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yes.
Nobody. You say 5 Eastern. Don't. Nobody cares about your Central Time.
Central
All
rules, my
right.
friend.
Look, I done made half of the audience mad already. That's my trademark. All right. So thank you. We'll see you Saturday. You're awesome. All right. She puts up with
Thank
me
you.
so
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you. All right. Kristen, how are you? Do you like Kristen or Kiki?
Whatever you want to call me today, Mike.
Mm, probably both. I'll probably just forget where I'm at today. You
You
seen
could
the
do that.
first 20 minutes, right? Yeah. Sorry. In advance, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, Kiki works. Kiki works. Mom also works, although that might be weird if you started calling me mom, but I respond to
Yeah.
it. So depending on how much you're trying to get my attention.
Yeah. The angry man message I'll get later. I don't know why. Just
Yeah,
no
right.
moms. All right. So, real quick, how did we meet? Do you remember how we met?
I stumbled upon this show,
That
and
sounds
for
right.
the first 5 minutes, I was like, what did I stumble upon? And then I just couldn't stop watching, and it was incredible, and I was laughing, and I was agreeing, I was nodding, and I ended up finding, commiserating in the comments with a bunch of other folks. And by the end of the call, I ended up connecting with so many people just that were here and a part of the show in the comments. And you were one of the people. I reached out to you and I said, I have to tell you, I haven't laughed so hard at a show like that was also so valuable. You were
Right.
sharing I don't remember exactly what the first one was about. I want to say it was in regards to marketing, which is not my strong suit. And so I was like trying to write down all these tips that you had. It was super valuable, but it was just so fun. It was just so fun to watch. And so I
Oh,
reached out to you and we ended up having a one-on-one. And I think our one-on-one was supposed to be 30 minutes. And I think you and I talked for nearly an hour and a half or
no,
longer potentially.
longer.
Yeah. And we just had so many connections and one thing led to another. I think that was only like 2 weeks ago that I
Yeah.
actually met you and we had a conversation. And now I feel like you're an old time friend, which is
Yeah.
bizarre. Sia as well, even though I met Sia as well. I had a conversation with her after the very first session that we had. Michael Gale and I are going to meet pretty soon. I
Oh,
had
cool.
reached out to him as well, met him from your first show. So I think that's how we met. I stumbled across this show and I was like, what is this? I can't stop watching.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember what do you remember me ever saying about that? That's what gave me the courage. So I showed up with the camera off and all that. I ain't gonna get into it. I didn't know what I was doing. 30 people showed up. So no mic, no camera, says testing. 5 minutes later, 30 people are there. Why are they here? Like I've never went live. And I only had like 19, 18,000 at the time, maybe followers, right? So
Only,
that's
only.
yeah, only. That's what Gabe and everybody kept coming in and saying, do you need help? And so we were just being guys. It was Friday night, like almost midnight. We probably shouldn't have recorded that. And then all of a sudden, there was this little fancy lady at the bottom, right there where you scroll, and it said, "This is oddly intriguing. I can't stop watching." And I was like, "Hell yeah, that's my trademark." Absolutely. And so from that point, so I'm trying to find this lady, whoever you are. I've been saying it every episode. Um, please reach out because I want to know who you are because you really did. If I saw your comment and I was like, the hell with it. If it sucks, so what? I'll do something else like juggle balls or something, right? Um, so yeah, that was it. I'm glad that you're here. Again, every single day I meet somebody and it just I like them more and more. I feel like I'm closer to them, and I'm telling you, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a chore to do work because I love the people I do it for. I love what they stand for, and that's why you two are here because that's what you two are, right? You're all passion, all clue. You're both, and that's what excited me. So, uh, you do me a favor, introduce me to your friend because we have not talked, and anybody who knows me in this live stream you don't get on here without meeting you. So that's how much I like and trust you immediately, Kiki. Um, so introduce me so we'll have a formal, proper introduction. Go ahead.
Yes, perfect. So I gave Ariel a brief introduction and I told her he's one of the most authentic people that I have met and he's super easy to get along with, but he's extremely knowledgeable when it comes to both finance and marketing. That those are the two things that you and I have most recently talked about and what I had seen in your shows. And but I think the thing that really struck me and that I mentioned to Ariel when I said, "Hey, I think I have someone who might get us on his show. He might have us, be guest stars on there." And she was like, "Okay," kind of tentative, like, "I don't know, like I've never met this person." I was like, "No, you'll like him. You'll like him. He's great. You're going to laugh the whole time. It's going to be fun. It's super chill. Just be yourself." And I think even as you guys were talking and doing the intro, talking about intention and talking about helping others and lifting others up. Um, and this is really how Ariel and I first, when we met, we started connecting on all of these different kind of core values of how we work and being really intentional about meeting people and getting to know people and lifting other people up and listening to people's problems and supporting people, knowledge sharing, collaborating. It doesn't have to be collaborating on a specific project or a
Right.
specific service or product, even. It's that knowledge share. It's that ability to get into a room and go, God, I'm having such a hard time with this thing. And that other person,
Right.
oh my gosh, the mic situation. I've found some guy that I met who was a podcaster and he was like, you know what you need? I'll give you what you need. Here's the list of the mic. Here's all the stuff you need. It's going to make your sound quality
Right.
so much better. I was like, oh, thank God, you're amazing. You're an angel. And I think you're one of those people, right? You create these positive ripple effects with no matter what you're talking about, whether you're talking about something that's completely not work related or something that is work related. You just do such a great job of kind of cultivating a sense of connection and a sense of belonging. And I love that about you. So that was basically the intro that I gave to Ariel that I just repeated to you. I
Hey,
don't know, Ariel, did I miss anything from what I previously, how I outlined Mike?
Not at
I
all.
need a bigger hat. I
Not
need a
at
bigger
all.
hat.
And it got me really excited to meet him, to meet you. And we tried to connect, Mike. We tried really hard. But we are connecting now. And I mean, what a wonderful intro. So who wouldn't want to chat with Mike? So I'm
Oh
super
my
excited.
gosh. Hey, I did tell them I didn't pay you to say that, Kiki, because
No,
yeah, that sounds like a
yeah,
paid
no.
advertisement. No, but honestly, that's the point. We're not the only people out here doing it. It's a huge platform. Over 800 million people registered to be on here, and yeah, I'm blown away that that's why I was impressed with you two. Right? You're just running around, having courage in the early days, finding things, working, collaborating, almost an intentional naivety. That's me. Like I was so naive about so much because I'm glad I didn't know better. That's me. Like I'm the type of guy to walk into a building, grab a book, sit down, grab coffee, maybe figure out a week later it's a members only. Like I wasn't even supposed to be there. But I walk around like I own shit anyway, so nobody questions me half the time. Like who's gonna bust into here with a camo hat? He's either delusional or he owns it, right? So um, tell us about you. And I said Ariel because I'm a hillbilly and the movie and everything. So how do you pronounce it? I'll try.
I pronounce it Ariel, but I respond to mermaid. Obviously, I have red hair, so that's one of my nicknames. So feel free.
Yup. Yeah. Come on now. Have you ever went as Ariel for
No,
Halloween? Like,
no. I
really?
actually hated my name growing up. Hated it. I
Really?
was not one of those really confident kids. I was really shy naturally, and um, when the movie came out, obviously I got made fun of all the time, but I didn't own it. I should have owned it. Like now, I feel like I
Owned it.
own it. My favorite saying is that I was the inspiration for the movie. Clearly, but yeah, I hated my name growing up. My makeup name, when I got tired of saying my name, was Jessica. I was like, there were times when I just got tired of telling people my name.
Jessica Rabbit. That wasn't a good one, but go ahead. Yeah. See, you
Shoot,
no, you throw another one out, and I'll be like, yep.
but I don't look
Nobody's.
like a rabbit, so I don't think that would be the first association.
So
But yeah, now it's a different story. I love my name, very proud of my name, and so there you have it.
good. And so I looked at your profile and I saw a long work experience, and it stopped at personal trainer. There was like personal trainer. So is that what you did straight out of high school? Is that what you knew you wanted to do? Like, kind of give us the backdrop on how you got into this industry, and then now with health, where you collaborate with Kiki.
Yeah, so my journey has been completely organic. I grew up an athlete and a ballet dancer, so I've always been in performance, had to be at peak performance my entire life. That led me to pursuing a career in musical theater. So I moved to New York after college. I actually have a degree in architecture. So there was a period there where, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I decided to study that. Um, and then, yeah, so I moved to New York, and as a dancer, I had to support myself. And I did the restaurant thing for a really long time. And then I fell upon personal training. So in between gigs, I would be a personal trainer. I trained celebrities. I traveled around the world doing that as well. And uh, the interesting thing about that was I found that as I started working with clients, that there was a lot of innate knowledge that I had growing up as an athlete and dancer, things that I
Mhm.
learned as far as like how to have good posture and hold myself and use certain muscles that I didn't really know I already knew until I got into the science of it, and it all made sense. And then realizing that I could actually communicate that to other people and how much that helped them and changed them, that's what really kept me motivated to continue. Um, and then I got to a point where I really wanted to go deeper into helping people. And at a certain point, I didn't really know how. But to give you an example, I was personal training like 30, 40 hours a week, actively doing these workouts. I was working out a lot. And a
Right.
lot of clients would say, I'm working out a lot, but nothing is changing. What's going on? And I said, well, I see you 3 hours a week. What are you doing the other hours of your week?
Right.
I don't know about. And that piqued my interest into nutrition and lifestyle habits.
Right.
And what are these
They're watching the Hounds of Business. That's what they're doing. Drinking. That's
Yeah.
so sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, they're not working out like they're supposed to. I do
Or
Michael
they're
Gale.
watching something else. Who knows?
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Continue. I just had to throw that in there.
No
I'm a
worries.
monkey. Well,
Interrupt anytime. It's your show. Anyway, so that led me to health coaching, where now I combine the fitness, the nutrition, and the lifestyle behavior all into one. And that's how I coach people to achieve their health goals. And that's really ultimately what led me here.
was there one instance or just like one person that really solidified that, or was it just kind of a combination of just many clients and you're like, wow, this is kind of fun? Was it one aha moment, or was it just kind of, hey, after a few months, this is awesome?
No, I think it was cumulative. And also, I had something personal happen to me. I actually got really badly injured about 5.5, 6 years ago. Actually, I was injured prior to that, but I
Wow.
was working with the injury. And it was a hip injury. I ended up having to have surgery, and it was career altering. And I basically ended up questioning my value. I was like, what value do I have to offer the world if I can't physically help be next to this person doing the jumping jacks with them? And it was really difficult because, you know, yeah, it was just you question your identity and who you are. And I wasn't really
Yeah.
dancing professionally anymore. And so I think that was one of the aha moments of, well, I do have things to offer. I have other things that I can help people with, and I have a ton of knowledge. And what can I do to do that and make that happen? And
Yeah.
in the process, take care of myself, because I was really burned out. I was at the point where I didn't know how long I could continue doing what I was doing at that capacity. And I kind of had hit my ceiling in that respect too, with where I was at and who the people I was working with. And there was no room for growth. And
Right.
so this was sort of the catalyst. And I think I needed that to push me in a new direction.
My goodness. Look, and kudos to you from an early age and respectively, right? It's not all of us know what the hell we want to be when we grow up at 16, right? I mean, I'm seeing people at 40, 50, 60, 70. And Ben Franklin, somebody told me that he wrote, the Bill of Rights and stuff when he was 65. So, come on, right? Like, that's inspiring to me because so many people, including myself, feel stuck with the fear of failure and loss. And what if I can't make it? And all this crap is greater than our desire to do something from passion, right? And you did that. No wonder we knew we'd get along. All right. So Kiki, I forgot I didn't forget you're here, but I haven't got to talk to her yet. So you're so
Thanks a
patient.
lot, Mike.
Yeah. So how does it so first of all, I'm gonna segue into that, but I want to make sure that we identify you because you have a fun story. Um, hopefully you'll modify or tell the one you told
What?
me. But you wasn't from coaching, right? You were from corporate and you had a switch. Do you mind telling us about what happened in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my glasses. I just have to give
Oh,
a shout out to Zenny's Optical because they're really inexpensive. And when you have young children that break everything you buy, you don't want to buy $400 glasses. So if
oh,
anyone is looking at the glasses, yeah. Okay.
there,
Okay. So
wait a minute.
storyline.
The
Yes,
glasses,
Mike, go.
that's how you
Yeah.
got in my top of my inbox is them glasses. Cause the ones with like the 70s, I can't remember what show it, but it reminded me of like the 70s. I'm like, oh, like, I wanted to know if you were really from the '70s, like, and you catfished me, or if you actually and then you showed up with those glasses, and I was like, "If I showed up with some glasses,
They're
I get
pretty
my butt kicked." So I was like, yeah, it was just a hint of badassery. That's how simple I am. I chose you on glasses aware. It doesn't
Yes.
take much. I'm a monkey with a keyboard. Go ahead.
You're not the only one. Most people call out the glasses because they're bold and intense and yeah. Definitely
Curiosity.
70s. Yes. I'll keep them. It seems like it's good for my marketing strategy.
It is.
So I'll keep them on.
Just like the little
Um,
hat down there. Y'all, yes, keep that going, man. Loving it.
yes.
Yes.
I love the accessories. It's so fun. I
Yeah.
hated my glasses growing up. I thought, I got made fun of when I was younger and yeah, so it's interesting to kind of come into my own now and like enjoy wearing my glasses and people are calling them out in a positive light now, which now is just such a shift. Okay, so storyline. Um, Before corporate, I was actually planning to go to med school. I don't know if we ever got into that, Mike. I was a surgery scheduler for orthopedic surgeons and a pain management doctor. And I was like, I'm going to med school. I want to get into innovative surgery, options. And I helped schedule these very innovative surgeries of getting, new tools and new medical equipment that would increase people's ability to recover after surgery and have it be a little bit less intense. And I thought that's what I'm doing with my life. I think I was 24. And then I I heard about this company called Airbnb, and at the time, no one knew what they were. But I could work remotely. And I thought, well, that's cool. I make jewelry and I sell it in the Whole Foods parking lot on the weekends. So I can make my jewelry and I can work remotely. It'll be grand. And then 9 years later, I left Airbnb and same sort of thing, kind of had an identity crisis. And I was like, who am I and what do I do? And what am I doing next? But it was such a beautiful experience. I met so many people and got to work alongside some of the most incredible humans. And as I struggled with my third burnout, after I was, I was leaving and I was kind of taking some time off, just trying to recoup and figure out why every 3 years I was having kind of this burnout experience. And I thought, well, I want to start my own thing. I have 2 young kids. I want to spend more time at home. I want to have more flexibility and ownership of my schedule and what I'm spending my time on. And so I thought, cool, I'm going to give this entrepreneurship thing a try. I have so many ideas, little hyperactive over here. So I had tons of ideas. Ariel's like, yes, she is. Yeah. Oh, I love you too.
Oh, just so sweet in here. Just gushy. Yeah. All right.
All the gushing. That's what Ariel and I right before the session were messaging back and forth. Like, I'm so grateful I get to do this with you. Like, this is so fun.
Sounds like Gus and Dallas. Keep going.
I love it. I love it. So we love hyperactive. Yes. So as I was trying to figure out this burnout, I was also kind of taking on some consulting gigs, mostly in the learning and development space. My work at Airbnb, I started in the trust and safety space, founded their learning and development programs for trust and safety specifically, as well as their wellness program, and ended up merging that into the broader customer experience learning and development programs and curriculum development. And so a lot of the consulting that I did was curriculum based or learning and development based, training based, project management based. And I was like, cool, I'm going to be a consultant. And I started my business and it was a year of yeses. I just kind of said yes to whatever fell in my lap. And I had someone that was knocking at my door at the time who knew that I had gone through a burnout experience and come out on the other side. And she said, I want to hire you as a coach. I was like, no, you don't. I don't have a coaching certification. I don't know how to be a coach. I'm not a coach. Right. I'm a consultant. Have me come in and like stand up a new product in your, for your systems and stuff. But like, no, I'm not a coach. And she just was really persistent and very burned out and was like, I'm at the end of my rope. I'm going to blow everything up unless you coach me. And I was like, well, we can't have that. And so she kind of tapped into my, I think, the helper side of me. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's just do a beta trial situation. I'll coach you for a nominal amount if you give me so many, collaborative feedback sessions, basically, where I can understand what worked well, what didn't work well. Am I actually coaching you, or am I just a friend that you're paying for? Because I couldn't really tell the difference early on. And I still sometimes can't tell the difference. Like there's still that moment in certain coaching conversations where I'm like, I'm kind of in many ways holding a safe space, right? I'm holding that space for the person to vent or talk about what's going on in their life or reflect in a certain way and kind of, and grow from that, right? And so it just turned out that it was really meaningful and I loved the experience so much. And a year later, 90% of my business is coaching, which is incredible. Because like I said, I didn't go to school. I didn't get a coaching certification. It's all based on experience, leading teams and departments at Airbnb. And how do you identify the magic in someone and how do you help them get out of their own way? And how do you help kind of cultivate a path for them, while collaborating alongside them. And that's also probably the biggest thing I missed when I started my own business was I had a team of people that I had curated at Airbnb and they were like this productive piranha group. And I could take any sort of idea and just drop it in their little tank and my team would just tear it apart and make it into something new. And all of a sudden we had this holistic, beautiful approach to a problem or a dumpster fire that we were trying to solve at Airbnb. And so I quickly kind of shifted in my business and said, I'm going to meet at least one new person every single week. I'm going to be on LinkedIn, and anyone who adds me, I'm just going to send them a link, schedule some time with me. I'm going to meet one new person every week. And as I started meeting people, I started resonating with certain people, building kind of this group of humans that really helped me build my business. I also have a business, my own business coach, which I think is important. But having this community was so helpful. It was so incredibly useful when I would stumble upon my own dumpster fires in my own little business. And I was like, oh gosh, what do I do? How do I do this? Or I had a client that was struggling with something and I was outside of my wheelhouse slightly. I could go to these groups of people and say, hey, how do we put all of our heads together? And I would get these holistic collaborative solutions that were so much better than anything that I could have cultivated on my own.
Oh, bingo.
Which is actually, how I met Ariel. We met in a networking call, and it was like 2 minutes. We had like 2 minutes to share something. It was like one of those networking calls where you kind of come in and you're like, okay, you have 2 minutes to share what's something you're struggling with or what's something you're proud of, right? And so we each shared for 2 minutes and then immediately got into the chat. And I was like, this is my LinkedIn. Please connect with me. We have to chat. And by the next week, we had a call on the calendar. And in that call, it was like, we knew immediately we're going to work together. We're going to collaborate. We don't know what we're going to do. We don't know how we're going to do it. We don't know, but we both work with some of the same people. A lot, Ariel was talking about how busy entrepreneurs and leaders. And she's also, by the way, I'm just going to name drop real quick. So she breezed over the fact that she's worked with celebrities. And I'm so glad I didn't know this before I met her, because I would have been so nervous to meet her. I think I would have gotten a little shell shocked.
Yeah.
Shakira, Sarah Jessica Parker. There's probably a whole list. Actually, I'm sure there's a whole list, and I'm not naming
That's
all
enough.
of them. But those were
that's more than me.
I was like, Sex in the City, yes, please. Turn me into that, right? And so we started kind of collaborating and helping each other on so many different levels. Like, we both are parents, we're both moms. We both own our own businesses. We're both, trying to grow our own businesses and expand and think of new innovative ways to help people in our networks. And we just kind of helped each other. And then one day one of us had mentioned something, and we were like, oh my gosh, we have ideas for how we can collaborate. So I think, Ariel, am I correct in saying that I've only known you since December of last year, or November of last year?
November.
Or October. Okay.
But it's almost
October,
like we
November.
started our own little mastermind without even knowing it. It just organically happened. And I think one of the great things about you, Kiki, is that I noticed right off the bat how open you were to just contributing to the ideas that I had. And that's really rare to find. I've been networking for a while too. And, there are people that view you as competition, and some people really want to help you, and others just want to sell you things. And it was never that with us. It was just the openness that I got from you to help my ideas along that would help each other. And like you said, we didn't know how we were really going to help each other at that point. We just were throwing ideas on what we were each working on. Like, what do you think about that? And getting feedback from one another that was really valuable. And I mean, you've helped me land clients since then because of the ideas that you've given me, and because of her experience that she has with Airbnb and all that other stuff. That just came through very clearly, and she was just very open to sharing that experience and what's worked for her, what hasn't worked for her. And it was so refreshing to be able to talk so openly about that without worrying about something attached,
There's like 50 people back here at least. I mean, I don't know, 80 in the inner hounds, and this is the same exact story, word for freaking word, dude. I know Sia's back there like, yeah, wow. No, everything you said, like finding someone and trying to figure out a way to work with them and shit. Like that was the whole god awful 16 months I spent like doing this. And you guys did it. Like I'm so excited when I see people doing that because it's not common, guys. It's a spectrum from competition to kind of good business, pimping, happy, and then full out relationships. And I would say that 0.5% at best, or the rest of it's somewhere in here. And when I see people like you guys go, oh, I just liked the person and kept liking the person and wanted to find a way to do something with this person. Hell yeah. And by the way, speaking of that, we had a question from Nicole. Um,
Okay.
unless she is going to kill me because she's probably not wanting me to refer to that because now she can't find that. Sorry, Sia, you're a patient, wonderful lady. Um, she had her
We
chance to
appreciate you,
hurt.
Sia.
Yes, thank you.
She had her chance to hurt me in person and she didn't take it.
Oh,
There she is. All right. So,
Yeah.
ladies, whoever want, I'll tell you, I'm going to pick on. Hold on, I wrote it out redneck style. Ariel,
yeah.
Ariel. You see that? Like
That's how she explains it. That's totally how she
So,
explains
wait,
it
can
to
I just
people.
real
That's
quick tell a
awesome.
quick story about that? When I was like in second or third
yeah.
grade, I was at a friend's house and her older brother kept coming down and making fun of me. And he would come down every 5 minutes and go, "Give me an R, give me an E, give me an L. What does that spell? REL." And he'd do some like cartwheel and fall on his head and we'd throw things at him, "Get out of here." But I use
Good
it now.
times.
It works.
Good.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
And then was that before you changed your name to Jessica? Right.
Yeah.
All right, that's
I think
awesome.
that was like middle
Where
school, high
nobody called
school.
it. Yeah, see, that's how big of a donkey's ass I would have messed up your middle school. I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah, we
So,
would have. I can tell.
yeah, but hey, better late than never. Most guys never mature, I think, at least out here. So, as a coach,
Yes.
how do you manage your stress? This is Nicole. She is beyond inspiring. She is a beast. You guys got to meet her. Um, how do you turn off or repel all that you absorb?
Mm,
Damn. Ariel, let's start with you.
that's a good
You're the
question.
host.
Stress is in all of our lives, no matter which way you slice it. I think as far as exercise goes, I am really good at exercising away stress. That's one of my go-tos. I think just there's something about physical expression and being able to let that out that's really helpful. And it does. It has a
Yeah.
physiological effect. It increases your dopamine and it actually does decrease your stress. There are scientific studies that support that. So that's one of the things I do. And I've been doing that for a really long time. A new practice that I've integrated into my life that I was very skeptical about at first, but I was going through a tough time. And this was during my injury recovery, actually, when I couldn't be physical and I couldn't express myself in that way. What do you do? So I had to find
Right.
another outlet and I found meditation. And I
Yeah.
never thought I could meditate. I thought it was such like a ridiculous thing. I did not have the patience to sit there for even 10 minutes and like be alone with my thoughts, like forget it. But I started doing it in little bits at a time, with an app, which really helped me. And then I learned more about what meditation is about. It's not about controlling your thoughts. It's about, you know, being with them and allowing them to happen and all this other stuff behind it. And
Right.
so that's one of the things I go to. And there was a period of time where I stopped doing it consistently. And I noticed how different I was and how different I reacted to situations without doing it, even just for 10 minutes a day. And I realized I need this in my life every day. This is a daily practice. And that's what I do. So that's one of the main things that I've incorporated into my life.
No, that's awesome. And so first of all, not working out, yeah, it makes me grumpy. That's why even the little thing with Michael Gale, um, so much because I don't. I'm like seriously, like I mean, 14 hours. That's not normal. There wasn't gyms in ancient Rome. That's what your life was working out. And now it's different. And so meditation app. That's the only way I could sleep for about 5 years. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because at first, I'm like, that's hokey. That I don't meditate. You don't see a redneck doing this on a bale of hay or something, right? Um,
Well,
but
I
it's
think a
not.
lot of that comes from this preconceived notion that we have of things, right? Things to try. And until you actually try it, you're not going to know how it's going to work. So we've all had those moments, and you just
Mhm.
have to try things and see what works for you. And that's what I do a lot in my coaching. So just to kind of throw that in there, it's about finding someone's personalized wellness practice that works for them. It might not work for me, it works for them. And coaching them to figure out what those things are. Because if they don't relate to it, if you don't relate to it, if it doesn't help you in some way that means something to you, you're never going to do it. So I could sit here
Amen.
all day and tell you, eat this,
Yeah.
eat these exact meals, meditate 30 minutes a day, do a 30-minute work. Like I could write it all out for you. And I've done that. And people don't comply with it because it
Yeah.
doesn't sink in. It doesn't resonate. So finding the things that resonate with you, that help you with stress, that's what works for you. Do it.
I
you know?
love it. Yeah, and baby steps. Again, it's better to do a little positive thing that might not mean crap right now, and do it for a couple months. The steps get bigger, man. And
Yeah.
and I'm laughing because I had a client from my other business, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just stop having fun 3 weekends out of 4." I said, "Oh, hell no, you're not, because you'll hate me and you. No, no, no. Here's what I want you to do. Just one Saturday, exchange the fancy wine for the box sangria, right? Let's free up $40 just one time that month. See, then you'll go, oh, box sangria is not that bad. It's fun to have a little cash to put to the side. Then it's natural. That's the same thing you're saying, right? Do little things. It doesn't piss yourself off, and actually encourage yourself when you see little results. That am I? And people write 800 books on this. It don't take 800 books. I just gave you a napkin size worth of shit right there. Just do that.
Me too.
I could. Will I sell this for 10 cents? I mean, Jesus. All right. So,
Anybody?
man, I was trying to behave, but no, it didn't work. All right. So,
That was
Kiki, let me,
awesome.
because I want to make sure that we get to the big, humongous thing, because this is exciting stuff. But how do you deal with stressors and all that? You're not the fitness. She's around the gym equipment all day long and stuff. You're not. What do you do?
Well, I have to say one thing that Ariel has taught me through her workouts is that working out can actually be really fun.
Prove it.
And I had lost that somewhere along the way. I used to have fun, when I was playing volleyball in high school, that was fun, right? I was doing kickboxing for a while. That was super fun. I don't have kickboxing where I'm at now. And I just kind of lost the fun in working out. And I'll never forget the first workout I did with Ariel. First of all, it was super easy. I had a busy day and I was able to just fit it into my schedule. It was over Zoom. It was a live, workout. And I was like, sure, why not? I'll do this. I pretty much couldn't move my legs the next day because it was so much fun that it didn't feel like a workout. And so I didn't even really realize that I was squatting the whole time. And so then
Yup.
the
Don't
next
tell
day,
people that
I'm
you're going
trying
to
to
scare them. It's
No, but in a
Yeah.
really good way, I had no clue. It was like I didn't even have to work for it, but then the next day I felt that soreness where I was like, "Hell yeah, I did a thing
Yeah,
yesterday and it was good,"
dude.
But so I do have to say, like, dancing is probably on the top of my list. If I'm super stressed out or if I'm trying to get, sometimes you have these coaching sessions with someone where you're really just holding up a trash can for them and they're virtually word vomiting into this trash
There you
can. You're
go.
like, do
yeah.
you need a little bit more? Yeah, go for it. A little bit
That
more. Okay.
poetry.
Just
Yeah.
Keep
I'm
going.
here
I'm
for
right
you.
here for you. Yeah. There's no judgment. There's no judgment. I'm right here. You've got this. Like, keep it going. But and those moments where you leave those sessions, and one thing that I've really learned is to give myself that time between sessions or even just between meetings to be able to decompress and shift gears into the next session. I I think that that's so important. And I don't think we do that very often. A lot of my clients don't do that. They just go back to back meetings, and they go from this marketing meeting to this finance meeting to having a one-on-one to meeting with their team to meeting with their manager. And it's really hard for your brain to actually go through all of that. It adds a whole other layer of stress. And you think, oh, I'm crossing all these things off my to-do list, but in fact, you're not. And there's science behind that as well. I have a LinkedIn post coming up next week that talks about that if you're interested. I digress. So how I deal with stress, dancing for sure. It's a really quick and easy way for me to, number one, get a little bit of exercise in, but also, and kind of release whatever energy or emotion or whatever was in that last session. Because I think having a lot of empathy sometimes also means that I lack emotional boundaries. And so I hear someone talking about what they're going through, and it's like my heart hurts for them. And how do you release that? How do you let go of that? And I think that's kind of what Nicole was kind of getting to, or at least what I took from that question. And I think a couple different things. Meditation is great. Dancing is great. But really finding these micro moments in your day, in your week, in your month, where whatever it is that brings you joy, right? And it can be so small, or gratitude, right? Like one of the other things that I'll do, especially when I don't have a lot of time, to dance to a song or to do, a 10-minute meditation or whatever it is just stand outside. I'm in like an 8x10 office shed in my backyard. And I'll stand right outside my office shed in the sun and just close my eyes and feel the sun on my skin. And it's like
I got 8x12. I win. It's you 2 feet.
You do win. If I were to do it again, I would have done 10x10 and it would have been great. 10x12 would have been even better, but it's a little narrow.
No, it's so much prettier. I'll take pictures of what I really sitting in. Y'all be like, yeah, that's exactly what we pictured. Yeah, it's everything but a wagon wheel and an old tire laying there for no reason. That's the only thing I'm lacking on. I'll take pictures of it.
Okay.
I gotta
balls
send you a
off in the
wagon wheel.
grass. Yeah, well, so
We'll
let me.
find one for you.
Oh,
Send it to
I don't
you.
want. The California here. She can't see where I. You get to see it. You've been to Kentucky. No, she won't talk to me again. No, no, no. So I'm teasing. All right. So hey, y'all got to meet Michael, Gail, Becky. Well, that's it. Y'all
Yeah.
make sure you
By
talk
the
to
way,
me.
Mike, I'm really proud of you for doing Pilates.
Yes.
Do you know how many people? So send her
I'm
the
a
shorts.
huge proponent of Pilates for everybody. And one of the things that I promote is, Kiki talked about the fun things. I think everybody needs to find the things that are fun, but there are also, you have to combine that with the things that are necessary. And that's kind of where I come in. I kind of take in a look at what people are doing and you can add this in. You can still have your fun stuff, but this is really important for strength building, longevity, blah, blah, blah. And Pilates is one of them. And I just want to say, I applaud you as a trainer and health coach. Well done. Everybody should do Pilates. I'm a huge proponent of it. I do it myself. Anyway, just wanted to say that.
No, and you guys really need to talk because I'm gonna get so much hate mail. But what else the hell is new? All right, let me just put it in a positive spin. Michael Gale, I meet a lot of people, and he was the only guy that eventually, I don't know, won me over, wore me down, whatever. And in fact, I kept trying to get rid of him because that industry has not left a good taste in my mouth with meet and greets. Let's just say that. So when I
hear
met him, I was like, yeah, what's he up to? He's got to be a dork, whatever. And then finally, I'm like, okay, I've been trying to get rid of your ass for 6 months, and we had a man-to-man combo, and boy, that flourished. I mean, and he made a lot of sense. For the first time, I shut up and listened more than I've talked. Imagine that. And I learned a lot. And seriously, guys, my back was killing me. Uh, the stress levels and all of that. And he was in tune to that. When I got hurt or my neck was hurting, we didn't do it anyway. We did stuff to learn how to correct those things. And he'd tell I was in a bad mood. I should have showed up that day. And my daughter was there, and he made like a fun workout because my daughter's in gymnastics.
Oh, cute.
So it just and he said at the end of it, Michael Gale said, I could tell you all needed that, both of y'all. I was like, yeah, that was way more fun and better. The 4-year-old came in, the 10-year-old was in there. And sometimes it's just who cares? That was magical. I know it sounds
Well, and I think that's
weird,
a
but
sign of a good instructor or coach is being able to
Yeah.
read the client on any given day. I mean, half the time I don't even come in with a plan anymore because of that situation. It's like you can have it all
Yeah.
planned out, but then the client comes in and they're just not ready to do that, what you have planned, and you have to change it on a dime. And so that's a really good
You
trait to
guys
have.
have to collaborate because I hear you,
I would
see
love to.
you. She's testifying to the same. You two are the same. So good for y'all. Damn. Because you
That's
know,
nail-biting.
it's look, y'all don't have that much competition. So I mean, damn, if the 3 or 4 good ones are collaborating, I don't. They just gonna have to change their game, or because that's another show. I'm not gonna get more hate mail. I'm just proud of you for doing it right. Because Michael Gale, man, he's a class act. So are you, and you all talking. The burnout theme came out 600 times just now,
Mhm.
and that is Becky. Becky helped me through that because I've been dealing with it. Uh, so somebody has a question and I missed it. Okay. All right, Kimberly, she says, "What's the best thing about coaching? How should new coaches get clients? Is certification needed?" Wow.
Well,
Uh,
I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you, I'm so excited about it. I can't even get my words out. I'm here to tell you that no, you do not need a certification because I don't have a certification and I'm doing it. I'm booked through June. So it's doable without a certification. With that said, though, I have done so much to learn about coaching. Once I found out that I liked it and it was so incredibly meaningful, um, then I started learning and I started reading, and I have some great book recommendations. Definitely DM me on LinkedIn for sure, because I have some great recommendations for anyone out there looking to be a coach. If you don't have a certification, but you want to get started, I may get a certification down the line. I don't know. I'm kind of interested. I love school. And I love learning. So
yeah.
at some point, maybe I will, but no, I don't think it's required, at least not from my perspective. I do a lot of work with corporate. So I have talked with HR professionals who that's kind of, it can sometimes be a check mark, right? They're like, I don't know you. Do you have a certification? That's going to get you through the door.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think that it can be helpful, especially when it comes to getting clients, especially if you're working in corporate specifically. And I think the best thing for me around coaching, oh gosh, that's such a good question, Kim. There's so many things. There's so many things I love, but I think mainly, and I used to say this all the time, and I was confused by my own self because I would say I gain value through adding value. And my husband was always like, you need to value money so that we can make money so that we can live. And I was like, right, but I don't. I mean, I see money as a tool. It's definitely a tool, and it's a necessary tool in our lives. And I think that it's important, right? Um, but that's actually what I love so much about coaching is it feels valuable. And I have these, and this is another way to deal with stress too, or like these moments of stress is having like a spot where you put those comments, right? When someone comes back to you and they're like, holy moly, I've never had someone hold a space like that where I felt comfortable
Right.
to bawl my eyes out. I had a CTO, a chief technology officer, who is like very technical, very, he's a strong guy, right? And first session with him, he ended up bawling his eyes out and reached back out and was like, this, I can't tell you how helpful this has been. And I think just giving people that space and I don't know, like that value add is so meaningful. And that's really my favorite part.
Right.
And then the other part of it is kind of like what Ariel said is I love having a plan. I love structure. But the cool thing about coaching is the magic happens outside of the structure.
Mhm.
And so that's the best part. There's always these challenges or these moments where someone walks in and you have to kind of run with what's going on with them that day. You're like, okay, I'm prepared. Last time we talked about delegation and time management. So that's what
Right.
we're going to talk about today. I'm going to keep going with that. And then they show up and they're in tears and their whole family has COVID and they're melting in front of
Right.
me, and I'm like, okay, change of plans. So I think that's also my favorite part is there's just there's always new challenges coming up. Yeah,
Yeah. Good.
I think that answered Kim's question. Oh, getting
Yeah. No,
clients.
you did.
Getting clients.
Um,
Be authentically you. That's how you get clients. Just be authentically you,
hey,
and
go
not
ahead.
be
Sorry.
attached to the outcome.
Yeah. No, no, I love
Sorry.
that. Am I the only one that's not shocked that there's not a how to become authentic class yet on LinkedIn? It's coming. When you see it,
You can
send
create
it
it.
to me so I can laugh. Oh no, it's coming. How do you become authentically you? Let's teach you how. When I hear that, oh, I'm gonna get canned. Yeah, we had a good run. I'm gonna lose my. All right, crazy. I'm so. You see this nose? This big old thinger, man. It's a bloodhound for bull stuff and winners. I'm telling you, I've turned the zoom on and go, oh shit, and I pull out the. Every now and then, I just pull out the Wi-Fi and go, and just I I look, I'm too old for that stuff. I wasted too much time talking to nonsense. This is why I'm spoiled. Because people in this comments and you guys and everybody, all you do is go out there and tell people because you notice help, right? I help people and I do stuff, and you go out there and sing my praises, and it gets me more winners. Yeah, a couple flies get through the screen every now and then, but you know, it's rare. It used to be all the time, and so this is what I love. And so all right. See, because she's Nicole and she's amazing. All right, we're going to answer her question, and then I want to make sure that we get out. Um, you guys have a retreat, man. We want to make sure people can join. I want to now. I don't even know what the hell it is, but I like you all so much. It's got to be good, right? I mean, seriously. All right. So Nicole said, and we'll send this to Ariel, right? And if you get a client and you feel there is someone you know that could do more for them based on their need, how would you handle it?
I love that question. I do this all the time. As a coach, there's only so much you can know, and there's only so much you can help people. You have to know your scope, and if a client asks you something that you really can't answer, you be honest with them and you say, I don't know the answer to that question, but I know someone who
Right.
does. And you directly get them in touch and lead them to that person. That makes you look more professional. It helps the client feel way more supported. That's how I've built my network actually for my clients. I call it a village of support. So if a client says something related to something medical, I don't know. And I'm not going to try to answer that. And I say,
Right.
maybe you should talk to your doctor about that. And when you get an answer, talk to me about it and we'll see what we can do. So it's really important. I think the most important thing is to be honest that you don't know the answer. People will respect you more and they don't
Sure.
expect you to have all the answers. I think that's another thing too. You don't have to have all the answers, but leading them to the right people and the right professionals and the best professionals who do is invaluable.
Yeah, and don't forget a lot of strategic partnerships either just make you look good that you have resources outside of you. And then number two, referral compensations are a real thing, right?
Yeah.
I kept getting people that I liked, I thought they were great. But woo, I knew better. Like I was like, "Oh, dude, all this hairline's gonna fall completely out. You see that? It's gonna be gone forever if I take this client, and I'll probably end up making 10 cents an hour because they'll call me at 3 a.m. You know what I mean? But they would be a good fit with this guy's
Yeah.
methodology on LinkedIn, because they need to feel like they're doing something, and this guy has a decent program. It's just not for me, and not for probably 70% of the population. So I
And
love
that's
that. Like,
and that's why you have these intro calls, right? That's one of the
mhm.
benefits of having an intro call or a complimentary session where you get to know the person and you see if you're a good fit. And it's again important to be honest with yourself, with them, and know that if you aren't the right fit, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not every other coach is an asshole. Like, that's such a fierce no in my industries. Oh, both of my industries, finance and marketing.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, might as well just be shooting at each other and rampant like Wild West. Um, I'd win, but but still, I mean, the
I
point is,
Clearly.
yeah, nobody's
Well, there's
I carry
Pilates.
six around good. Yeah, Pilates. I got Pilates buns and weapons. Yeah,
I
it's a
do
mess.
Pilates. I'm
Uh,
gonna kick your ass.
my redneck Pilates buns. As a matter of fact, people kept telling me that's not a joke because I did the video. I got to show you. There's a little short video of me doing it the first week, and everybody thought it was a joke. So they're just not realizing. See, Raquel, dadgummit, don't pay no attention to her. Here,
Wow. Okay.
I put post-it notes when she's on.
That's
So like, bap, she's gone now. Block button. All right. So let me skip ahead. All right, because I don't want to. I'll keep you all here to midnight, and Sia will leave me. Um, let you guys. First of all, you're all heart. You're fun. The audience is engaging. They have questions. Um, that's a good sign. All right, being likable, being trustworthy, having something of value. What else could you ask for? I like the person doing it, and they have really great stuff that I can use. That's it. The rest of it, I guess you can pay $12,000 tuition if you want to, but that was my experience in business school. Value, likability, you master that, and good things happen. So, what is the retreat? Why did you build it? What does it do? So, who's it for? Why did you build the retreat? What is that?
Do you want me to jump in? Okay. I also saw another question that I'm going to kind of tie in an answer so that we can feed two birds with one scone here.
There you go.
I saw Stephen or Stefan. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Yes, Sia. Gosh, you're so on top of it. I love this. I need an assistant or like some sort of like technical guru that can like make all of this happen.
Yes.
This is incredible. So that was one of the things we talked a lot about. We talked a lot about the transformation that we were trying to cultivate in clients, or the transformation that people were coming to us for. And where we overlapped. I think Ariel, you were the one that had this idea of like having like a Venn diagram, right? Yes. And it was like Kiki's over here, Ariel is over here. These are the things that we do. These are the outcomes we provide to our clients. These are the transformations we provide. Where do we overlap? And when we look at that overlap, what comes up? How could we build something with that overlap? And I think, so for me to answer that question, Stephen or Stefan, sorry. It's a lot of the transformation that I've been able to see in my clients is an increased confidence and ability and capacity to be able to take care of their own well-being as a priority in their life, to be able to fill their cup in a way to find flow and ease, whether it's in work or in their personal life. When you have a full cup, and you continue to kind of give that to yourself, those micro moments, those moments of meditation, whatever it is, right, to fill your cup, the Pilates classes, right? Your cup is overflowing and it becomes really, really easy to fill everybody else's cups around you, whether it's your kids or your partner or your, colleagues or at work, whatever it is, your team. It becomes so much more in flow than when you have an empty cup and you're trying to fill your own cup and you're trying to fill everybody else's cups around you. And that's probably the biggest transformation that I've seen with most of my clients. And when Ariel and I started talking, this like layer of confidence and caring for yourself and prioritizing yourself, it's hard, right? And I think especially for leaders, especially for folks that are givers or helpers, right? We oftentimes put ourselves last, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to work out. I'm going to start that new workout routine on Monday, or I'm going to, I'll start meditating next week. I downloaded the Headspace app 3 months ago, but I haven't used it yet. Right. It's like, we're not prioritizing ourselves. And I think it's really hard to learn how to do that. And so we started kind of chatting about what could we do? How could we help people insert something in their life to really make a change? Because originally we were like, we should do a mastermind, which, spoiler alert, I think we might still do. But we were like, what's something that we could do that isn't a 6-month program, but is a short but super meaningful transformational experience where we can get people out of their routine and in a space where they can be self-reflective, in a space where they can be really intentional about who they are, what's important to them, and how they want to show up in all of the aspects of their life. What would that look like? And I'm going to just dot it there and like hand it over to Ariel before I like give what we're doing together, because I want her to be able to add anything in that I may have missed as we started building this thing that we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I will piggyback off all of that and basically say kind of another way of saying how we overlap is I work with a ton of people who, leaders, specifically entrepreneurs, just workaholics. There's a lot of us out there.
Lots.
People tend to believe that they have to sacrifice themselves to be a leader and to lead others. So they're naturally putting themselves on the back burner, and that can only last for so long. And you hear of executives and high performers who end up burning out. Well, that's one of the reasons why. And so going back to this retreat idea, we really want people to walk away with productive tools that they can insert immediately that will stop this yo-yo effect of, oh, business has gotten crazy again. Guess I got to put myself last. No, they're going to walk away with ways to keep themselves healthy and alert so that they can lead people through those moments and lead their business to growth and do that in a way where they have a capacity to do more than they ever thought they could. And you can only do that when you're in a good, healthy, place. So I don't know if that resonates with people. I hope it does. But
so the
yeah,
details of no, it resonates, but now they all want to know like, so how many days? When does it start? Where do we go to get the daggum thing? Because no, they're so look. If they wouldn't be here, it's late. Well, it's late over here. It's not late where you're at, like what,
late here.
4 or something. Um, but yeah, how do we? Daggum it. Yep. Um, so when does it start? When does this thing start? And how long do they have to register before it's too late? Is it in person? Is it on Zoom? What is it?
Kiki.
Yes, absolutely. So the retreat is actually not virtual. It is in person. The whole point is to kind of get you out of your day-to-day, all of those responsibilities. I saw someone write in that they're a single mom. Bless you. I'm not a single mom, and it's still really, really hard. And I still feel like I'm going in a million directions. So bless you. So it's actually in Ojai, California. If you've never heard of it, look it up. It's one of the most beautiful locations. It's from June 15th through the 19th. So you'll get in on a Thursday afternoon. We have plans from Thursday afternoon through until, is it Monday that they leave? Or yes, Monday they leave. Monday morning they leave. And we have so many fun things included. I believe this QR code will go directly to the retreat landing page, so you can see everything that's included. We've put everything together. So everything is curated. I think one of the things that we've heard from our clients is we don't have time. I don't have time to plan a vacation for myself. I don't have time to plan a retreat. I don't have time. By the way, Ariel, you mentioned something about the difference between a vacation and a retreat. And I think it's really important to note there's vacation aspects in our retreat. So there's moments of relaxation. There's a pool there. It's a beautiful kind of yes, you're on there. But you also have an opportunity to connect with all these people. You have an opportunity to retreat from what your normal responsibilities are for a chance to kind of have some of that self-reflection and integrate new intentional ways of being as you move back into your life. And the whole goal is to get you to a point, or to get the attendees to a point where they feel really confident in going back into their life and making some small, like you said, Mike, right? Like these small changes, they're not massive changes. They're small changes that can have a huge impact. I think I answered your question, but Ariel, do you want to add to it?
I would love to add something. So I was actually with a client yesterday, and it was actually our first session together. And she mentioned something to me which resonated and I wanted to share, which is, she said, I could keep doing the same thing and spending all this money over the next year and not see any change. Or I can invest in myself with you now and know that I'm gonna change. And that's the intention behind this retreat. It's really
Right.
to give people something that they can walk away with, that they can implement right away into their business, into their life. So it's a short period of time, right? So if they give themselves that time, how far can that short period of time take them? And I
Right.
think that's really one of the intentions behind it.
Sweet. Look, I'm all about it. It looked fancy too. I was checking it out on the website. Did y'all see where I was the first one to scan it and see it got all excited? That
Yeah,
looked cute. Isn't that cute?
me too.
She's like, someone scanned it. I'm like, yeah, it's me. But now there's 5. I didn't do it no 5 times. So yeah, that looks really fancy. And I survived Dallas, so maybe I can catch it. I don't know. But yeah, man, invest in yourself. That is the hardest. I say it like I'm some guru. I know there's times in life where you just can't. You can't take time off. You can't invest. But I think it's too much of an excuse and a cop out. There are times where you could. Now, you could be at risk, but you could. I think, well, I can't. No, you choose not to because you're too chicken to face the consequences if you suck. That was my internal thought. All right. So honestly, I wouldn't have had the courage. I'm kind of a guy who is back against the wall kind of guy. And so I'm telling you now, invest in yourself, take steps. It's not a god awful amount of money, and the dividends that you'll get out of these kind of things will pay for itself typically. All right. So I think you guys, I like who you are, what you've done. You have a track record. You're relatable as all get out, and you pretty much represent the hounds. Let's have a chat soon off of here. Let's follow up and make better things happen because that's what we're about. How can I not? You just sit here and repeated our story back to us that you all had. Yeah, you're coming on board. I mean, unless you don't want to, then I'll cry a little, but I'll be okay. Um, so other than that, do you all have any parting things that you like to share? Usually I like to have, I'll do this way. We have people who already crossed that threshold, but a lot of people who are still there. They still have the negative tapes. They're not supported by family and friends, even though they mean well. And they just can't figure it out. I'm too old, too this, too that, not the right color, not the right gender, all of that stuff. What would you say to them? Because you've been there, you've left corporate, you've done things. All right, you got hurt, you found ways to do it. Right. What one little thing of encouragement? Take that baby step. What would you say to somebody similar to you to get up and take courage? Do it anyway. What would you say to them?
There's always something you can do. Always. That's one of my
Yeah.
mottos. Whether you've had setbacks, whether things are going great, doesn't matter where you are, there's always something you can do. And, we all get into that negative headspace sometimes, and it can be difficult to get out. And no matter what it is, there is something you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because if
I
I
love
couldn't be successful here or in marketing and finance, I told myself when I was 40, I said, if I can't be successful and happy at the same time, then I'm gonna go be a rodeo clown or some shit I can be happy with. Like that was my internal talk.
I would
Thank
like to see
goodness
Yeah.
I you know, I came
I'm
out the
into it.
womb like geared for that, right? Um, Side note, I went to a parent teacher conference a while back and I knew why I was because I was like, why would she want me there? It must be bad. And the school little teacher was like, she talks too much. I said, for what, a mom? I talk too much. People pay me pretty damn good to talk a lot. Like, what are we saying here? You a teacher, you don't talk? My wife, oh shit. I
Oh,
was like, yeah, well, no, I want you to define it. If we're in church, maybe that's not appropriate or something. But I love what you're saying. Get out of your own head. All right. And
Mhm.
okay, so Kiki, what is your because you got man, you can go on for hours with this question, but what is
Oh, I
a little
could.
thing that you would empower somebody and challenge them to do it anyway? What is it?
Um, well, I did just post a post on LinkedIn all about building up your confidence, which I think ties into this really well.
Absolutely.
So there's more to say on this topic, but I would say I love what Ariel said. There's always a small action that you can take. Sometimes there's a big action you can take. I would say follow your heart, follow that energy and where that's leading you. Don't try to do something that you think you should do. Do something that means something to you, right? And be intentional with that and find those people. I know that you said just one thing, but I can't just do one thing. I also talk a lot, and I also got that feedback as a child and tried to cut it off, and it just obviously didn't work. So
We had to been separated from the hospital. Go ahead.
I think so. I think so. No, I think it's also just about who you surround yourself with, right? I think that's so it's really easy to get into that negative headspace or be down on yourself in some way. But if you can if you can find one person who knows you and ask them, what about me? What are my strengths? Right? How would you explain me to someone at a party? Right? Have them give you some of that feedback back to you, right? Like I've lost myself. There's been times when I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm a coach and I've never been trained to be a coach. What am I doing? That was last year. Holy moly.
Yeah.
And finding people that could reflect back to me the strengths that they saw in me. I had someone tell me, wow, you're one of the most resilient people I know. And I was like, I don't feel resilient right now. I'm like bawling.
Yeah.
But it's stuck with me. And I think keep track of those things and remind yourself. I think we get into kind of this negative self-talk as well. Monitor that and talk to yourself the way that you would talk to a friend. Talk to yourself the way that you would talk to your child. I was a bitch to myself for a long time in my own head. And as I started to get out of that routine, everything around me started to shift. And I started to see all of the good. And I started to focus on my gratitude. And I started to focus on there's always something to be grateful for because you're breathing. And if you're not breathing, you're dead. And so you're gone. And so, you don't have to worry about it anymore. But if you're breathing, there's always something that you can be grateful for. There's always something. And so hold on to that and reach out. You're never alone. This like falls into mental health for me as well. I've struggled with mental health issues in the past and depression and anxiety. And it can feel so incredibly lonely when you're in that place, when you're in that negative headspace, with or without mental health issues. And just know that you're not alone. You're never alone. And you can always DM me. You can always reach out to me. I'm always here to be an ear. And you've got this. You've got this. I also want to just quickly mention, I don't know if we actually said this, but the Hounds, HOUNDS, all in capital letters, is a promo code.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in the retreat and you do want to book, that code will get you $250 off. And it's only valid until Friday night at 11:59 p.m. PST. So you have basically 2 days, tomorrow and Friday, to book. Reach out to us if you have questions. We'd love to have a conversation with you. If you're on the fence and you're like, I want to, but give us a call. Let's have a chat because we want to get you there. We want to have give you the opportunity to experience this and support you. And so let's figure it out together if you're on the fence. And one more thing to note, there's 2 payment options. So there's a payment plan. So you can pay kind of a deposit and then the final amount, or there's a pay in full option, which already saves you $500. So if you do the pay in full option with the promo code, you're essentially getting $750 off of the actual price, which is rad. And we're so excited that we can offer that.
Yeah, well, before I get too excited, that $250, am I paying the difference? Is that what's happening? So when they put in Hounds, I owe $250. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you're gonna pay us. Yeah, exactly. So I'll bill you. I'll invoice. You can expect that invoice in a month.
I don't see anybody from Malibu coming to Kentucky, so I ain't worried about it. She get her hat dirty, she'll turn around halfway. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring her with me the next time I go to Kentucky. I feel like Ariel would love a bourbon tasting. I feel like we could have a lot of fun in Kentucky.
Hey,
go to the races.
I've got other people I want to bring down from Ohio and stuff. So let's do it.
No, you actually No, we have got to go to the races because then you can wear
Yeah.
your fancy big hats.
Well, I like
It's
hats. I
so
wear all sorts of
fun.
hats. So if I can
You
wear a
got-
hat, I'm
Yes,
happy.
you'd fit right in.
Okay.
You'd fit right
Done.
in.
Done
Yeah.
deal. I get to wear a hat.
We-
Yes.
Count me
Yeah,
in.
well, if she wants to go in style, you're gonna have to book three years ahead at Churchill. But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll get it going. So I want you. I know it's gonna be midnight. So, ladies, I appreciate you 1,000%. You're all heart, and that is why we do this, so we can attract people like you, and let people know what's going on out there, man. Regular people figuring shit out, right? Pushing up others to do the same. Uh, I like you all because I don't smell any bull stuff. Um, so, hey, hang out in the back. You don't have to leave. If you want to leave, you can, but we usually have a wrap up afterwards, so
Oh,
don't
cool.
disappear. Go to their retreat, reach out to them, ask questions, support their posts. The best way, and ladies, I'll see you in the back. Y'all have a good one. Thank you so much. So, just to wrap it up,
Mike.
the best thing to do is to meet people like this and to get their attention and not be put in the spam box is go like their stuff, make meaningful comments. It's really that simple. Ask questions, bring value, right? If you see something your friend will like, tag them in it, man. This is not rocket science. Yeah, there's some things you can learn. Yes, there's a process I teach, but just be nice to people can get you about at least a fourth of the way there, right? Um, so if you're looking to be around like-minded people, non-judgmental, iron sharpens iron community, reach out to me, the people in the comments. Um, if you want to go further, you want help, you want to get unstuck, you want to look about possibly, doing better, growing a community, growing a business, figuring out what that business is. Maybe you're stuck halfway. Reach out to me. That's what I do. Okay. Uh, Earn more, be smarter with what you earn. So, on that note, love everybody. Thank you for showing up. Dr. Z, hey, better late than never. You are a rock star. This lady saved lives and helped people, and she shows up to my stuff. Unbelievable. Man, that's what it's about. Love you guys. Love all the folks here. Reach out to those two ladies, man. They are rock stars. Again, and by the way, everybody started off with little followers. Do not stop judging people by the follower count, or keep doing it so I can keep picking up these awesome people before they're before they're well known. All right. Um, man, just go have fun, play ping pong, hit the ball to many people. When you got people like Kenny D and Raquel and Dr. Z, stop, focus on how you can love on that person, push them up, bring value. That that's People ask me how I did it. I tell you every week how I did it. Kindergarten skills. Dadgummit's not much harder. I'll make it easier because it could take you a couple of years to figure it out on your own. So I can make it far less. But go out there, man, make friends, have fun. These two ladies did it. Now they're going to make money, changing lives, pushing up other people, make more money so they can do bigger events, help more people. Dadgummit, I'm all about that. So, see ya. Appreciate your help, your work this week on the Hounds. Raquel, you're a rock star. Yes, you still get better numbers than me. That's what I do. So I teach Raquel, and Raquel kicks my butt. That's what a coach is supposed to do. So you all make me look good. I appreciate you all 1,000%. We'll see you around the next one. I want y'all to reach out. We're here for you. Yep. See you yonder. Roll the outro. I'm out. Have a good one. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.